11 years, the same suitcase, the same flight of stairs. He has never once set it down. It's heavy. The handle has worn a groove into his palm, and he stopped noticing the weight the way you stop noticing your own heartbeat. One afternoon, halfway up, a stranger stops him and asks a simple question. What's inside? And he doesn't know. He has never opened it. He was handed the suitcase by his father, who was handed it by his own father. And somewhere along that line, a man decided this thing must be important enough to carry forever, and no one after him ever checked. Now think about the thing you're afraid of right now. Not the vague dread, the specific one. The conversation you're rehearsing. The number you keep refreshing. The version of failure that visits you at 3 in the morning with your own face on it. Here is the uncomfortable question. Did you choose it? Or was it handed to you by a parent, a teacher, a country, an algorithm, and you simply started walking and never once set it down to look inside? Whose fear are you carrying? So here's the question, and I want you to hold it the way you would hold something sharp. If the fear you feel most days did not begin inside you, if it was issued to you the way a uniform is issued, and you put it on because everyone around you is wearing one, then what exactly are you defending when you defend it? We call it my anxiety, my worry, as if it were property, as if it grew from us. But property can be inherited. Property can be handed over. And a thing that was handed to you can, in principle, be handed back. That is what this is about. Over the next few minutes, I want to walk you through one idea, discovered by a man who had every reason to be the most frightened person in Rome and somehow was not. The idea is this. There's a border running through your life, and almost no one is taught where it lies. On one side, everything that is actually yours. On the other, everything that was loaned to you by people who were themselves afraid and who never asked whether you wanted it. We're going to find that border. We're going to stand on it. And then we're going to look at what you have been carrying and ask the only question that matters. Whose fear are you carrying? His name was Epictetus. He was born a slave in Phrygia, sold to Rome, and owned by a man named Epictetus, himself a former slave who had clawed his way into the emperor's household and spent every day terrified of losing his place there. That is the room. A man who owned nothing, watching a man who owned him shake with fear over a rumor. And Epictetus saw something that took the philosophers 3 centuries to say as plainly. He said, some things are up to us, and some things are not. Our judgments are ours. Our desires, our refusals, what we choose to call good or terrible, ours. Our body, our reputation, our property, the emperor's mood, the rumor from the palace, not ours. Never were. That sounds like a small distinction. It is not. It is the border. And the reason your master paces while you sit still is that he has confused the two. He has taken things that were never his and stacked them on his own chest. And now he cannot breathe without permission from a man he has never met. Water is the one that gets me. Pour a cup from a river and hold it up. That water isn't yours. You didn't make it. It fell as rain on a mountain you've never seen, ran through soil, through the roots of trees that were old before Rome had walls. You're holding it for a moment. Then it goes into you, into the ground, back to the sea. The river doesn't stop. It was never asking your permission. Now watch your master again. The rumor came from the palace. It fell on him like rain falls on a mountain from somewhere else, formed by causes he had nothing to do with. and instead of letting it pass through, he cupped his hands around it. He built walls to keep it. He is standing in his own house, holding a cup of someone else's weather and calling it my crisis, my ruin, my fear. He is not wrong that the rumor exists. He is wrong that it belongs to him. Epictetus put it in 7 words that his students copied down and carried out of that room. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things. Not the rumor. The cup. Not the water. The grip. And here is the part that should make your stomach turn slightly, because it turned mine. The grip is the only piece of it that was ever yours. The rumor came from outside. The palace outside. The emperor's mood, the market, the diagnosis, the message that arrived at 11 at night, all outside. The single element in this whole arrangement that has your name on it is the decision to hold on. Which means every ounce of weight in your chest right now was placed there in one of 2 ways. Either you picked it up, or someone handed it to you while you were busy and you never thought to ask what it was. Whose fear are you carrying? So the second question arrives, and it is worse than the first. If the weight was handed to you, why did you take it? You know the answer. You took it because refusing looked like cruelty. Your mother called with the tremor in her voice, and you absorbed it because to stay calm while she was frightened felt like abandoning her. Your friend described the thing that might happen to him, and you carried it home and lay awake with it, and you called that loyalty. This is the trap that catches decent people. We have confused carrying someone's fear with loving them. We think anxiety is a form of payment, that if we are not sick over it too, we did not care enough. But watch what actually happens. 2 people drowning is not twice the rescue. Is 2 people drowning. The one thing your mother needed was one voice in the room that was not shaking, and you gave away the only voice that qualified. Epictetus said it from inside the body of slave. You may fetter my leg, but my will not, even Zeus himself, can overpower. Understand who is speaking. A man who could be sold. A man whose leg had been broken by another man's hand and left crooked for life. He is not telling you the fetter does not hurt. He is telling you where the fetter stops. It stops at the leg. It never once reached the place where he decided what to think about the leg. Your masterpieces. Your phone lights up at 11 at night. The rumor moves through the house like smoke, and everyone breathes it in because breathing seems polite. And you inherit a terror about an outcome you will not decide from a person who cannot decide it either, and you call the inheritance concern. Whose fear are you carrying? You're not a slave in a Roman house. But look at what you woke up already carrying this morning. Before your feet touched the floor, you reached for the phone, and in 90 seconds you had absorbed a war you cannot end, a market you do not control, a coworker's mood, an algorithm's verdict on a face that isn't yours. None of it was yours when you fell asleep. All of it was yours by the time you stood up. You did not choose any of it. You were handed it, the way a servant is handed a coat. So here is the practice. Today, once, just once, when the dread arrives, stop and ask it a single question before you agree to hold it. Whose is this? Not is it real. Not is it serious. Only, who put it in my hands? Your mother's fear of not being enough. Your manager's fear of his own manager. The fear of a stranger paid to make you afraid, so you keep watching. Name the owner out loud if you can. Say the name. Then notice the second thing, the harder thing. Notice that the fear does not require you to do anything. It only requires you to carry it. It has no task attached. That is how you know it isn't yours. Yours would come with a next step. Yours would come with a door you could open. This one just wanted a room in you, rent-free, indefinitely. You are allowed to say, this belongs to someone else. And you are allowed to set it down without solving it. Epictetus never argued with his master. He watched. And what he saw in that room was the whole of his philosophy, delivered in one image he would carry for 60 years. The man with the keys was pacing, and the man with the ruined leg was still. Because the master owned things. A house, a position, a name in the palace, a future he had already spent in his mind. And everything you own can be taken, which means everything you own is a rope running from your chest to someone else's hand. The rumor from the palace was not a rumor. It was a tug on the rope. Epictetus had no rope. Not because he was strong, because they had already taken everything a rope could be tied to. So here is the thing that took him a lifetime to say plainly, and it will take you 9 seconds to hear. Anxiety is not something you feel. It is something you hold on behalf of someone else, and you can refuse the delivery. Read that again with your own life in it. The dread about the meeting is your manager's rope. The dread about the message is another person's rope. The dread that arrives at 3 a.m. with no name on it at all, that one was handed to you so long ago you think your hands came that way. They didn't. You picked it up. Somewhere, at some hour, for someone, you picked it up. Whose fear are you carrying? He never got his leg back. He never got his freedom returned by anyone who owed it. He died with almost nothing, and the last thing he taught was this: you're not disturbed by things. You're disturbed by the weight you agree to carry for them. So tonight, when the dread arrives, and it will arrive, wearing a familiar face, sounding exactly like your own voice, stop before you reach for it. Ask the only question a slave in Rome ever needed to ask his master. Whose fear are you carrying? And then, quietly, without ceremony, without telling anyone, set it down. It was never addressed to you. If this reached you, subscribe. New Stoic wisdom every day, one truth at a time, for the one still awake. Short texto natila. 1, the slave slept better than his master. 2, most of your fear was handed to you. 3, whose fear are you carrying? Term and calm, full video on the channel plus #stoicism.